Abarakabake Jelly. Assalamu alaikum. Mbadingon Balbe Kantona. This is Ib Senghor from LSTV. Welcome back to your weekly edition of the Final Point, where we talk about all things political, social, or whatever is going on. We'll try our best to cover it. So I'm here today with the rest of my panelists. We have Afridamus, and we also have Yahya Dabo. Welcome them to the panel. Welcome, fellas. Glad to have you guys here yet another Saturday to discuss many of the important things that are happening in our country, and not just the Gambia, but around the globe. So how you fellas doing today, man?
I'm doing great. Just amazing. Another beautiful day. It's good to be alive and well, and we're
Awesome.
back here. And I'm just excited. Like any day, 6 feet above ground is something to be, happy about and feel blessed. So
be thankful.
Be thankful. So I'm thankful.
I like that. Yeah,
Alhamdulillah.
So, Thanksgiving just was 2 days ago. What are you thankful for, young fella?
I'm thankful to God. I witnessed this year's Thanksgiving in good health and well-being. Think we cannot thank God enough for giving us the good health and the strength. Alhamdulillah, be fana be Thanksgiving momo menkaji for ala tentu ye mol tentu men yalon ko wale ma ko la dimba yalla la friends wala ning either your co-workers or whosoever. You thank them. Alhamdulillah.
That's good, man. I'm glad to hear that. Ala tentu kan nabi jay, I think more one day come tentu depending on whatever your belief system is. So, fellas, it's been over a week. Last week we touched on things about, what did we talk about? We talked about, the Gambian concept of democracy and all kind of stuff. But today, a lot of things happened between last week and now, right? So, and today, the first thing that we intend on touching on is, we know our president is on a Meet the People tour, right? He's talking to the Gambian people, you know, to get feedback from them on what their desires and aspirations are and what he could do as a leader to help alleviate some of their problems and also bring some lasting solutions, sustainable development in those areas. So during that time, he met with a small group of people from Jara. And when he met with them, you know, he kind of expressed his frustration as to why, you know, he did not win in those pockets of the country, right? And it seems like he knew in every polling station what the votes were and who voted for him and who did not in terms of a polling station at the constituency level as well. So let's listen to this quick video and then we can come and react to it, guys, okay? All right.
Development of Abdullah Bet Mokanya la Tombonka, development of Badan. Bari na soboral fond, bol fond la Kampala and the fond will make us Kia West almost 86, 87 kilometers. Sila jambar kunundara wasilo munda kon dunta aljana yo ngalon nenka ka kole amen takinki pay kama fosi ila phase 2 fo mon naranga ko kala phase 2 tini dam phase 1 muta 9 km wala no karanda iko danji no phase 2 ni dana sa bi blado ngo ngasta le for nda sa Hansa ile continue of course dal jibo go because you tell them more because you come down call it Mariame was continue no huh to continue no last election 2021 election kata pakalima mano kara fo kulungu police station Mandinka sato sada dem boyta bele hani station killing mawi and is deliberate abele yo moy andi ko alo meki dem bani ko tanya sen da kana ka wala al bali afasa ade mo de pansa ni mo de panga ko da jema wal bali mo dil ko bali ay mo si bali ali ka bali afa kata tongoni tongulu di entire elara Mandinka sato be dawoda police station mbota be fere bandel man ko dis jawar opposition mananga yaji me opposition ala ala ber opposition ala ko ndino nya ko kala yimu ko le fon hakilo ke dinto atenna fala den sambala hani plato kan contenta mo yinna ko na dogo del preto dogo dormi no le slow mo 2 kilometers so na ba hani o mandra bojeto do sisi no den do ko silo makka andra bojeto joke no na fero no albulo ko so wala mazkunda ko mazkunda hadi wa ka wala ken ni nata ni mas is ko jima so ya so wala ni bimu ini se fo na nga ko lafte jumu do ko bari ase mbote ngo se fo nga to alam amanta nga na sponsor so ate fenjele bari do ko jimba leke mi lo jelle dum ngo ko na karo ya ha simen bodo wuri fu we sankanadi
force bullet
so fine oni kodo men dute yo noy clint kas agora bibi di mo ñi momo to zé kon
the best
ko baldan man ko ani sa alko usen men fa abradan balsa mo carte fa So, I'm going to more of it at you. I can't buy only in Garola, senior. But I didn't see it. I don't look at it.
Take it.
When I can look at it. Actually, I
Couldn't see.
Pipeline. I can't find now. Pipeline. I have found the scene more. At a police station, I can't find them. And I see your limit. And I can't find. Ah, yeah, I'll tell my Lord.
I'm very opposed to the Academy.
But it's a lot in that role. Me, I'm in the minister.
All right, fellas. So that's basically the gist of it. You know, I move Fuje. So Kumo Seniata, you know, we cannot just say I need for, but you know, we actually watch the video and okay, this is what's been authored. So from my personal perspective, he's talking to constituents and Therefore, you know, Usainu Dabo said the same thing too, because there was not Usainu Dabo per se, but Adiyam Seka said something similar. You know, Alngabadi Yafasa, and you know, people interpreted that different ways, some negative, some positive, or whatever. But when it comes to you meeting your citizens and you talking, you can talk to them and say, okay, entire LRR, I did not win anything. Why? You know, is that deliberate or what's going on? What do you guys need from me? You know, maybe in the future you can vote for me. But I have a problem with when you speak along tribal lines, Altulbemu Mandinka, stuff like that. Munad Nalman Alman Kate Fainye, Intelligena Keda, Ndemu Mandinka as a leader, and then you know, I'm closer to you guys than Usenu Mumbota Bansangjana, you know, stuff like that. So Katandi Walako, they've been opposition from Jawara's time to now. What have they gained from that? So I don't know. There are different ways of looking at it, but you know, from my perspective, Ngamira, it was a he misspoke that. It wasn't something that he could have said it better in a way that, you know, than he just alluded a few days ago. But I would like to also hear you guys' opinions and thoughts on it. You know, so I'll start with the Afridamus on my right side.
No.
Yeah, go with it.
Yeah, I want to comment. I'm rather so sorry to say, like,
Okay.
another can define about a regional mentor. That's the very region you meet no for that. Yeah, but
Okay.
I'm not gonna talk things out of emotion. I will just be fair to the president, and I will be fair to our listeners. So, but Yalong Banko Nyatonko has the president and another person seeking political position. It be the same guidelines, sort of way how they should express themselves to the public, or how they should inyanda kadiamu ila banko dingle nyamen ibitolbe carte woni kamene bulu pour ka je ko wal si carte wodi because at the end of the day membe je wala men ko itol bita sila palace do place o me yalon ko ni na ka president sembo membe bulu itolbe men marala ila kanol le be wol kan bari ba jela lo ko be tamala kanol menna o kanol ni banko la luwa nyanta talal andu o kanol men nyanta fala ni wonni banko la luwa nyanta talal nyanta kala kula de me yaje ko ite nyanta kala multi ite nyanta molu ite nyanta badi ya chokla molte male imanye na kala ku moti me yalon ko ibe kuma fala me yalon ko le bi that divisiveness sambala na banko kan men more especially nanata on tribal line. But before we go, I would like us to go back to history. In 2016, during the presidential election, in Jimara, Adamo Barrow Wuluta World. Ya jame ya bute jele. Ya jame got 5,009 votes. Mama Kande fana bute jele the same year. Mama Kande got 3,207 votes. Adamo Barrow atefong 2,439 votes. I will also do in 2016. But that was the coalition. You understand? That was coalition government. But yes, still, he won the popular vote. He got the mandate of the people. Okay, comme ila diamo follow nyato. UDP la I think deputy party leader or something like Ajiam Sek. I know Masifafal. Come yafanyama. There is no need for me to go on that. Can elaborate already. Your portfolio and that is something that has been an ongoing process in the Gambia for a very long time. So Nindiam domain ketateng come yemen for I believe the president misspoke. He could have said it in a more better way, in an appealing way to the people of LRR. I'm from LRR, and I Akai roadman for that is Kia West. I'm from Kia West. So but I would like to remind the president also, since Gambia independence of 1965, LRR has been one of the regions in the Gambia that has been deprived of major developments. More especially in the lower Kia West Mafon. For how many years? Kabring independence in 1965. This is the first time to Kia West Mafon and to be such a accessible road like this. I was in Gambia in July, June, July. I left in July. Kabing bi wato menta ngata sabaken na Mafon la. O wato lebe ya start ka silo nyindera up to shortly before Manduar or after Manduar. Then I be crampolo de dakan. Silo nyi tonyala I for at first ikabe dana karantaba ba ma botawol. From Karantaba to first phase, second phase ni wonya tala for kuringo ko de ka fadamento misira. Wala mun to lawo ma fa wala. So abe tambila ni to la sate wala. So but kabinda tare what more ya extend already ye berol ni fenkol bela koma ya fo nyame. That's how it is. And ntol kia west nkol mbe plan ni masakunda 10 to lawala. For the first time Gambia masakunda for the first time since 1965. If na joko Kiang West ndol fana we've been paying our mbena lempol jola but mbika benefits in some of the major developments. Menkara silo la Kenya di promise atina futa nyomo si sono ya ntol pamanyol fana menka gardening ke anim famanyol menka farming ke pour que la fengol bondi na ma fon la pour que samba santol to anin ke samba dula ko to pour que wafiji courant fana karola be courant polo lokan which is very good ambe masakunda 10 flower but president wa diamuta nyameng I believe he could have just said it in a more appealing way wala be chokinyolo sambala nang wala bat na tribal difference membe and divisiveness membe Gambia banko kan wala bat bondla especially ite you being the sitting president ngamira president wala advice ya advice next time ya fa ko nabe diamla he's the head of the state he's the leader of the country. There are certain things now for people who see it in another way like ninte afo I'm just an ordinary person but ni president diamuta something different. Any political leader Usainu Dabo, Mama Kande, any other one Halifa Saleh and the rest ni be diamuta ila statement people will see it another way but ni president fana diamuta people will see it in a more different way than any of these people but all of these people they are all seeking the mandate of the people so idia munyale nyanta alonna especially ni be kumol fola meni alanko wala be kafo kono ni be nin kafol wala ni be ngol be keri yambe dande jam folo la baraka ba.
So yeah janim bita Afrida Musa do you think at this point coming to la banko be tembo munto teng muyalanko people are so suspicious of one another especially when it comes to along tribal lines nde wari do ni mo yen ka ntola kan first name the last name because then that's where they'll put you in a segment come you have okay but name the last name wrong you are good to go. You understand? So even like you made a statement that those political leaders maybe UDP or DOI leaders or whatnot, when they say something, people may not take it, as important as maybe Nim President or Kumonito Kuliala Bake. I understand where you're coming from, but do you think those people are, like you said, they're seeking the mandate of the people? So I think it should be across the board. It should not be just coming Nim President for Tana, Nindo for Manketanati or whatever. So I think it should be. What do you
No. No for the ma for ning new leader so ya for amanketana call for they are seeking the mandate of the people. It will be ni be kuma for it matters. But what I'm saying is nim president wa ya for. Nim president wa kumo do for. What than Gambia dama it could go beyond the boundaries of the Gambia because he is the head of the state. But anybody seeking the mandate of the people, inyeta kumomen for enta kala kumalte me alon ko wolbe banko molu wolbe badi ya sabati la banko kan no tribal differences no atina kuma sambala na me alon ko wolbe diamo si la banko kan whether it be UDP NPP anywhere DOI any other political party as long as you are seeking the mandate of the people ite manyana kuma fola me alon ko wolbe si fatan fanso wajabin la Gambia banko kan wala wala be divisiveness sambala na banko kan but in kame wala the sitting president is the head of the state atela kuo ibikaji be banko damaka even outside the country the same thing applies to political leaders but the president's statement outweighs any of these other people seeking seeking public mandate. But yemen for long, I'm fine, and I 100% agree with you. Any of the political party leaders seeking mandate of the people, ila diamunya nyente kala kulote me alon ko be badi yaning nyomoyoning kukotong base kafla nyola kana ke ko Gambia nga any difference already. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Go kumo kweta. So nga Afridamus lama nga jibe what his thought is on that one.
Yeah, thank you. So, I mean, clearly, you know, and even we heard the video, but when you were reiterating what was said, Adam Barrow memfo, ye fansung miro lafaje, how you know, like Alba Fokanko, atenyanta memfol. I'll tell manke mansate, na lafta I'll tell ba fola nyame, run for president and go say it the way you want to say it. I mean for je. I'm glad I work for je. Because Munemu is a situation he's responding to a group, a statement. More they're using tribal politics. Kamol Tala. UDP they use tribal politics. And I'm glad he faced it head on. Because ilawo musonying ajiyam seka. The video is there. Andung altel be al balantaka kumonying. I mean for al katala al mansonna for. Akwal nga mandinka al you send down mandinko al mandinka ya fasa. So that's tribal politics. You go into a region, you know, up country, most of the people are not educated, they are not as exposed. More Jamal village Tonita Gambia, this is normal. You go to villages. You know, eka foni certain area jola lebiye. Yeta antela area sarakulel, you know, what area mandinko melbije wolmu mandinko led. And there's a history attached to it. So Ajiyam Seka came there using tribe to divide. So Barrow being address kam. Barrow is a Mandinka man kuma foje mi alonko is divisive. You know, he is letting them know, look, I'm doing ngadoku kendo le kijam. You know, alaji bembe doku minkeka. So munatina, you know, man win no. And it's a genuine question because nibe doku la moli. You know, Yaje, they're not approving because when they don't vote, they are not approving of it. So what would be the reason? The statement Ajiyam second you'll come in for. And more than so no, like some video. There are a lot of, you know, in 2016, there are people me alone, they are, you know, in UDP top executive. I saw it with my own eye. The videos are there, you know, even against Jamaica Munefo, Mandinka ya fasa. But then when people say, you know, you think in a tribalist way, they're like, oh, no, you're just accusing us. Why are you surprised? Barrow, I mean for what I'm going to go. You know, munana almafai. Nga korosiko, you know, nying constituency, which you have the numbers, you can tell who votes for who. The numbers are there. Ako almafai. And what regional? They have, you know, since Jawaharlal time, they were just opposition. They were known for that. ya jamme fananata ya oppose, right? Barrow, he ran for, in the coalition. They voted for him. Now he became president. They now want to go and oppose him, even though he's working. So he's letting them know, look, don't kind of some more, sequel dundi ikungokona. Alalonko video jamal lebije, mi alonko UDP call, alial nya kasala, and it's, people are watching, they are listening, they're seeing. So I'll tell Adamo Barrow, not ra, I'll call him for Kasilam. I'll tell you a problem oje dame. I'll go for Molye because among kuma foje mi alonko I kuma jawolom. He's letting them know, ngadoko kalye, I'm doing my job. Why are you guys voting against me? Amantraka kumo meaning. Ako nyindulal will vote against me. Abukole, I'll swantala I'll kambenda. Nita kana ika kukendo ke molye. But honey war. Because politics is about that. Who's bringing the resources? It's momo hakilo bela. First thing in karaoke, hey, mbe keke, munatina, you are still against me. And they have a history of going against the sitting president. So it's high time somebody says it. Nunto yaja mekanala kafo walieleko. Bawal ma fay nte fenkelali. Wala jawiata, narra, yaja mai tonyale fo, but al tonya nyin kuliata. Adamo Barrow, I aningil ibe kachala. So UDP, what they're doing, I've come to realize the moment is what you call cry bullies. They are bullies. They keep trying to bully, the other, their opponent, but then they want to control, the opponent's way of thinking and, how. Anyanteka kumol fonyame. I see no issue in it. I mean, foje kachalem, hakile malia lamoy, among kumajaw foje, he's appealing to them, he's pointing out, the I dokol milke, puruke hakilo kaitandila ko amanjari, alien kelende, alien oppose. Andung alka min norma. Falteli amira, Adamo Barrow is dumb. He's not dumb. He used to be in UDP. He knows how they think. He's got clear information. He listens just like everybody else. And even me here, like you put 2 and 2 together, clearly I will respond to the tribal sentiments that UDP use with those people, because those people are low information voters. So they use tribe to divide. That's how I see it.
Okay,
Yeah, let me
okay, go ahead. Yeah.
Just add on to what Afridamos just stated here. Okay, in LRR in history, they have never opposed Jawara. Jawara has been winning LRR for a very long time. Jame also won sometimes.
Not all of LRI. Kiang, those areas they were against.
No,
we can.
No, remember in Kiang West, for example, I was born in Kiang West. We have Bibi Dabo in the government. Since then, Jawara never lose.
But Jara. What about Jara?
Jawara hardly lose in all of LRR.
But here's the thing. There is a history to this, yes. Right? Regardless, he's responding to. I know exactly what he's responding to.
Yeah, I understand exactly.
And which
I know.
He should. And
that's
and
why I started with.
I do kendo like jani mol bitabe diamol minin dila. Tonya mo ikasile ning mol. Ye tonya fo. Okay.
Yes.
And I kachalem. I don't want dinte. So just more million lonko, because now for anything,
Mm-hmm.
They it's like they want to turn it into something else. But it's a more non-dinola mimman no, you can go against the person based in truth. But in mbe hadamadingo be mbeka kumo mimwe amari ba foka. Ita mari hakilo mo wara mo beti. You know what I'm saying? And people support underdogs.
Adama Barrow is the underdog. You see what I'm saying? Because the same thing happened here in America. Neaje Kamala Harris, a loser. Because Ajibe, they try to use propaganda. They want to recruit people to hate Trump. So they've said it many, many times. Labangola Mall, they become exhausted. They started feeling sympathy for Trump. And UDP does the same thing. They want to recruit people to join them in hating the man. And they cannot win like that. You know, like Naikumol for Milialang sense make, let's just call it what it is. But, you know, if you are always screaming tribalism, tribalism, you might be the tribalist. Like the Democrats, they always scream racism, racism. Who's the most racist people? The Democrats. You know, it's called projection. You know, like, why are you obsessed with it? You know, if this is not in your subconscious, why do you constantly, everything is tribe. But Adama Barrow is Mandinka just like Hussein Udao. So why should we be hearing anything about tribalism? You're the majority in the country. You know, literally, both candidates in the big parties are both Mandinkas. You know, you constantly crying and complaining, saying you are the victim. It means you don't have an agenda. You are trying to, you know, convince people to say vote based in tribe because you think Mandinko mean vote, you know, for Adama Barrow, Mandinka ding kurungolti. So who is the tribalist here? Just like the Democrats today are saying, you know, the black people that voted for Trump, you know, are self-haters, Hispanics, blah, blah, blah. So you don't have an agenda. You want to recruit people based in your hate for that person, the other candidate, you know, and Umbeba can welcome him for. It makes no sense.
So Afridamus, I get what you're saying, but from a leadership standpoint, when Ajia made this statement though, this like years ago now, you know what I'm saying?
People
so
listen. They listen.
Yes. Okay, I get it.
And Mansala Dokomin. Here's the thing, like, you guys want to minimize it. She's got she's got position, she's got voice. Okay? She's got voice. Obviously, Birawo for Santolto. They went for it. So, you know, it's like you cannot try to deceive people by saying, no. You know, no. He is responding.
Bro, like, I did not support that statement that she made.
No, I'm not saying it's about support or not.
No,
right?
no. I don't even align with that. Yeah.
What I'm saying is, right, if the way he handled it, smart. If someone is talking like that, you know, I don't care if people support that or not. I'm going to come and speak with those people and point out how this is such a disadvantage for you. You shouldn't think like this. And I see it even here on Facebook, some of these people, they think that, you know, you can have a Mandinka Fasa. They think every Mandinka should vote for UDP and they would win that way. See, killing the Gambi, it's a win, Nola. We have to reach out to everybody, you know, and, you know, like, dude, literally, like, even like Mamadou Sabali, for example, when he was in UDP, when Abubakar Jawara was, they had the court case. You know, we have video. You know, what did Mamadou Sabali do? It's not that he knows the group he is in, how they think, right? He was able to get them to come out. They are on video. Musu Jamal you know, they challenging Kafoko, Donga Musara Kulelti, you know, tell Bijabe Mandinkayale Fasaka. It's on tape. And somehow they don't talk about it. We have the tape. You see what I'm saying? So people, if you want to recruit people to hate somebody else, they become exhausted. You know, you cannot maintain it. You know, just come out, speak your idea to the people and let them listen. Don't always be in the defensive, you know. And Barrow, I don't see anything, you know, like what people are trying to project onto him. None of us have ever been president whatsoever. You know, all we should talk about is something wrong with the statement. What did he say anything there that is bad? Did he say anything that is not true? You know, did he say anything that's going to create conflict? Absolutely not.
No, I agree what he said was true. Okay.
Yes. Then what's
But
wrong
that,
with it then?
no, some truths are too true to be told, my guy.
Oh,
So,
no.
you know,
If the
no.
truth, what, you know what they said? The truth shall set us all free.
I get it. But what I'm trying to say is, especially when it comes from a leader, you know,
A
he
leader,
is supposed.
that's why he did the right thing.
No, but
He's the leader. A leader should never be afraid of speaking the truth.
I
You know,
get it.
this is why he's the leader. You know, I'll come in for them. You know, you want to just, you know, like if you say you just want to, you know, put sugar in people's mouth while you know, like you mix in poison, you put sugar in poison and giving it to them to drink it. Because if you say the truth is too heavy, then you're feeding the people poison. Because then
no,
you know,
at all.
yeah, that's what it is. Because
What I'm trying to say here is,
right? Yeah, for it for inyantale afoko. Hey, I'll need to munella teninte. He's already doing what they need. He's already doing it. You don't need to bribe them. Politics, you have to have the hearts and minds of the people. So I mean for it. Wala mutonyati. You know, like, why do you know, like we fought Jame, he's gone. Why do you need to fight me? I'm doing work. I'm doing work here.
so
And
okay.
you got people telling you that Mandinka Kayale Fasa. And these videos are out there, bro.
Let's look at it from this perspective, my guy. When Ajiams made that statement years ago, as a president, as a leader of a country, you should be the unifying figure. You should be the one saying,
but
okay.
he's unifying. This is more unifying than anything. He did not say, vote for me because I'm a Mandinka. He is telling them, what he's asking, why are you fighting me? You know, you guys, because here's the thing, what you guys are doing, you're pretending like, you know,
No,
the party is not going there.
But
Afridamos, in his statement, he said all the polling stations that he lost
and that is true.
Are all Mandinka.
Yes.
Okay,
but
so no, the LRR is mixed.
Ha, but
LRR is mixed.
For example, ning Adama Barrow tada coming Gambisara akoa milia, you know, alter, you know, modo coming modo ya fono ko, you know, alngas coming the other candidates opposition on your musarakule alngas sarakule ya fasa tenin thing. I tell a campaign is about that, right? So the other candidate, yeah, Jeko, these people, they acted on that. That's what they're acting on. And you know, it makes sense. Everything, it makes sense to have this conversation with these people instead of just letting them go, you know, thinking like that, because that is more divisive. But
it's not right.
When you're open,
such type of statements are not right in our political discourse.
But what's wrong
Whosoever
with it?
said it.
What
Ajam said.
Let's forget Ajam.
What Ajam said is wrong.
Okay.
And what Barrow said
what's
is
wrong
also
with
wrong.
what he said? Okay, tell me, you know, the problem with what he said.
Okay. Barrow tara dula jaman atara countrywide toll. Atata almost all the regions. There are other regions. I believe Ngamra start NBR. Some areas in NBR he lost. Some areas in CRR he lost. Some areas in URR he lost. Right? Some areas in West Coast region he lost. Some areas, why LRR specific and Kiang West most specifically?
Okay, here's the thing.
Here's the thing. There are Mandinkas, there are Fulas, there are Sarahules, there are Wolof, there are Serers, there are Manjakos, there are Mankanyis, and whatsoever.
Again, like I'm saying, Barrow, I conversational means sort of. That you know the BJ, I conversational in sort of what do that with those people. It's not hold on, finish. Yeah, like kumo minfo. Kumo minfo je. Ani molle be kachala je. Ning ayatara. Wala manke tonyati no. Somebody would have spoken about it. Okay, so clearly, wherever you go, just because it's Gambia, like for example, if you go to places like Brikama today, if you lost, you cannot technically say tribe carry because it's super mixed.
Super mix, yes.
Yes, but those places are not like that. Okay, it's not like that. Near Jibet, all the region, ako abuko le, nyomoyo le ketal. So until we are not on the ground, but he's got people on the ground. He knows what, they hear the feedback, and then we have a proof of tapes of the other people, using the same tribal talking points. And if the president, he
Okay,
should not just let them, he could be like, yeah, Jamme, castigating them, which is divisive. Ayanya kasila, right? Our fulani ko henge bula ye suffer, castigating them. He didn't do that. More hakilima, you come, ini mol aliesi alie kacha. Okay? Ikana tonya mabo, inya, mimbe caring, you speak on it. Okay? But now, if outsider, you guys are saying, muna nama for jana, dalilo lebi, jatele along. Munebe caring, he's got the information that he's collected. It's not one size fits all. It's not one size fits all. Mol ika diamo for dulato dalilo leka. That's all.
So now, me coming back, and let me circle back a little bit, right? My only question is, what proof does he have, Cole? Those people are voting for the opposition based purely on tribal grounds.
No, I'm all for.
No.
Abuko means it seems. He's not accusing them. It seems. You know what I'm saying? So that even is more respectful, bringing people in. He did not accuse them. Abuko. Let's not forget that word. It seems. So because
but then for him to bring that up, it means that he believes in it, but then he has to kind of find a way, to bring that statement to them.
Nothing wrong with that.
No, I agree, nothing wrong with that. But from a leadership perspective, right? Okay, these things have been happening in Gambia. When you go to the Nyomis, for instance, right? Who wins in the Nyomis most of the time?
I have no idea.
It's usually not a Mandinka candidate. And the majority of the people in that area are not Mandinkas, but they vote for a non-Mandinka candidate. So we can say that, depending on various parts of the country, a lot of people align themselves.
Yeah, but that's, you're talking about, like, let's say, parliamentary and stuff like that, right?
No, even presidential.
Even
presidential.
No, you see, I was around Nyomi. I was just in Gambia not long ago. Okay, they Barrow, they support him fully. I see it. He's got tons of supporters, and I've seen UDP supporters there too. Like some of the people there, the Fano, they're UDP supporters. I've seen that as well, and that is what is good. But when you start saying Mandinka ya Fasa, you are alienating people. Milialonko, they could be your voter. And Barrow, I 100%, just because the opponents, are upset, they don't have the guts to speak the truth, that doesn't mean he doesn't have to. Okay? Just because, this was the status quo, he doesn't have to do that. He doesn't have to abide by it. He doesn't, among wuli are killing, among wole foje. So any moment wuli are for, among morning. What is the problem? What is the problem?
Okay, it seems like we all not gonna agree on this, so we can. But all your points are valid.
Finally,
okay.
what I would like to add on to that, like, when it comes to voting, it's a matter of choice. So actually, any political sentiment that will bring divisiveness within the country, whether from the sitting president, any political leader, should not be encouraged. What Adiyam said is wrong. But if you can also remember, during one of the, I think 2021 or 2020 election, I think 2021, Alhaji Dembo by force almost made something similar statements. So, and people condemned it. It doesn't mean that that is aligned with UDP whatsoever. It's wrong. Those type of statement. Whosoever said it is wrong. What Agiam said is wrong. She should not have said that. What Alhaji Dembo by force said on that day, he should not have said that. And what Barrow said, in my own belief, he could have reframed his statement in a more appealing way. But like,
what would have been more appealing to you? Can you tell us what's appealing to you?
Ibrahim wala fono diamo nyati lengola ako mi na sala statement no frame even asa fono le amafo ko nte lusta daming. For example, okay, mga fonya nte lusta dulalmen nte lusta daming.
I want you to tell us, Ite, what sounds good to you?
No, I'm not gonna speak his mind. But I believe he could have reframed his statement in a far better way. Will be more appealing to the people of LRR. And it's not going to create any tribal. I said tribe to found for Jefang. I feel like Mandinkas or Fulas because Kia West is mixed. LRR is mixed, and Kia West also is also mixed.
You know, this is facts, okay? And I get it. You know, most people, especially in our Gambian society, you know, when it comes to politics, especially, people do not want to face facts, especially if they don't like the person, you know, after casting or corobus. You know, I for. I mean, I've even seen Barola even a speech in the UN. I've seen some of these people, you know, they coming out, you know, just making up stuff, castigating him. Some of them try to, you know, mock, you know, the words he used, you know, in English. A lot of these people can't even speak English. You know, how are you going to make fun of someone speaking a language you can't even speak? It makes no sense. You see what I'm saying? And at what point do we just keep treating people like, you know, children? We need to tell people the truth. Puru Banko, I move forward. Niaje UDP lose the 2021, because you were in an echo chamber, you know, Ali Alfongol Nene, you know, you don't want to talk to other people. Anyone that tries to say something, you know, that is opposed to how you see things, they are your enemy. You call them that. So
that I agree with you.
Yeah. So when especially a political party, when you do that, you always lose badly. You know, the voters, they listening, they will vote against you because you are showing them that you are a threat. You are showing dictatorship tendencies, trying to force people, you know, instead of convincing them, you are not. You're trying to shame them, you're attacking them, they will shut down. Like here in America, the Democrats, they lost badly. You know why? Because they want to force abortions on people. They want to force transgenderism on people. You know, they don't want to talk about the economy, you know, and anyone that speaks, you know, against what they are saying, they label you a hater, a racist, Islamophobe, and all this stuff. What did people start doing? You know, people got quiet. They don't talk to them. They're in their own echo chamber, just talking, thinking they are winning. What happened? They got trounced. You don't own people. You cannot force people. You cannot try to twist their speech. Imam Mimfo. You know, when people see that, they're afraid of you because how can anyone trust you if you're manipulating a speech that we all heard? You see what I'm saying? That's how people think.
All right, that's a good way for us to segue to our next topic. We spent over 40 minutes, you know, talking about this issue. So, and I think all of your points are valid, fellas. You know, so we can agree to disagree, but you know, your points are all on point. They are excellent. Okay, I like it, man. So now, the next thing left of Mumfola, you know, last week, you know, we've seen reports coming in, Kaftandiko, you know, there were some drugs that were intercepted and they were supposed to be disposed of, you know, in terms of burning them and whatnot. So I think, Yaya, you know more about this story than I am because you've been following it a lot more. But so basically what happened is, you know, I think they took the drugs, the DLEAG, which is the Drug Law Enforcement Agency of the Gambia, they took those drugs, and then it happened to be that it is suspected that the drugs that were burnt were not actually drugs. You know, your munko lekejerek, you know, fenko, maybe keke munko or some kind of white thing, you know, call it cocaine or whatever. And the amount was valued in the millions, you know, and that is it, yeah, is it about $300 million or something? What? You're on mute, yeah. Yeah, you're on mute. But anyways, I mean that. And
Sorry,
then
I'm muted. I didn't realize that. I was trying to look at chat new thing, but I can remember exactly. But like, yeah, exactly. That's what happened. So I think some time ago, I think around September or so, if some allegedly some illicit drugs yolle muta in Gambia. I think maybe even before that Yemen muta. So in ata wolle be kafunyola purka annual destruction or burning whatsoever. So before that, during the burning, so what happens to based on what I researched was, it was 104 blocks. So 104 blocks, but a sample letter before the burning in Kala. So you use as a sample, and that was the real cocaine block. But so in other burning yinke, Kabri born yinke, but instead of the real drugs, allegedly they said those were white cement. That was it, because white cement near bone, it will not be fenkol. It has calcium in it. It's not gonna burn completely. I believe drugs, cocaine or whatsoever. I believe near Johnny, ika la fume kake nyaming, and ika at the end of the day ika appear nyaming. I think it's a little bit different. So ngame kabru immediately, some of the people observe, they realize that but this is not how things should be. I mean, nyimanya na kelaten. Not a drug, real drug, na janita. Amanya na kelaten. I think that prompted the current director general of DLEAG, which is Mr. Demba Sise. He called for an independent investigation, and currently the issue is undergoing investigation. But if we can remember, sometime I think a year or almost 2 years now, if we remember, there was a court case around, whether it's Bundung or Kanifing or somewhere, but around a KM area, there was a court case going on. There too, there were some suspected drugs. While the court case was ongoing, there was it is alleged that those drugs were also swapped. And there was an investigation, but nothing came out of this. And nothing came out of it. So currently this is still ongoing, but I don't know what will be the outcome of this investigation, because like in Gambia, there has been a lot of commissions, a lot of investigations. I don't know if they Fembikana Aboje. So I hope if they should give Mr. Sise the mandate. Mr. Sise happens to be my own professor at the Gambia College. He was the registrar under Jenu Mani as the principal. So after shortly International Media US, we were only in North Carolina before. So up to the time Kabranya appointment, okay. Kabria appointment, I was in the Gambia, but I had to congratulate him. So, but I know him. He's a man of integrity. He's a honest man. I believe if they should give him all the necessary support he needs, and if he's given the green light to implement the investigation, when everything comes out by the end of the investigation, I believe if they should give him all the support he needs to implement the recommendation, I believe something good will come out of this. I hope at the end of the day, Gambia Masakunda and all the agencies involved in this, Mr. Sisa support la purka ajeko, investigation on not conclude whatsoever they recommend, they implement it, because DLEAG for a very long time, a lot of accusations or a lot of cases are coming out from there, and I think there is that public distrust in DLEAG, and we believe that Gambia should not continue like that. So with that, I made some research about the Gambia. I also happens to made a research on United Nations. Let me look at it again. Let me open the page. I don't know if I can share with you guys, but I don't know how to do that. It's called United Nations Office on Drug and Crimes 2023 report. So there is a page here on page 104 that shows the various countries that are more closer to South America, and they are used as a transit grounds. And I happen to find Gambia in a very funny situation, in a sense, like Niagibe. Gambia is a very strategic location to South America, South and North America. So when you look at the whole of West Africa, Gambia is one of the most closest countries to USA. Like Gambia is almost direct opposite New York. So for that being the case, among a scientist, it is been in even during Jammeh's time. If you remember, when the then Guinea-Bissau Army General Bubu was once hosted by Jammeh because he ran away from Guinea-Bissau. He came to Gambia. Jammeh housed him, but a lot of nothing came out of it. So in this report, there is a photo there on the report on page 104. Let me share the link with you guys so that I'll put the link on the chat so that if you guys should open it, you might see it over there. So just give me a few seconds. Let me open it. Why is this stream?
Okay, yeah. While you're doing that, let me go to Afridamus quickly.
Okay.
And Afridamus, you have a law enforcement background, and also you've lived in Gambia for a long time, and you're an interested observer on issues. So, Ite, what's your take on, when people that are supposed to be enforcing become, peddlers or whatever due to the monetary gains? And what do you think are the motivations that would lead people into actually swapping, cocaine with other, substances just to fool the public that they're actually destroying these drugs, but they're actually using it for other reasons. I just want to hear your take on that.
Yeah, I mean, if the enforcers of the law, become corrupt, yes, it's definitely it's a terrible thing. That's like an infiltration. The system is not gonna work if that's what's going on. Because, for instance, like at that point, they are no longer enforcers. They themselves become traffickers. And yeah, that's definitely a problem, and that's driven by funds, money. People tend to become corrupt, and because of money. And
So,
and as far as talking about these situations, it's true. Like what Yaya mentioned, like so West Africa, the coast of West Africa. And so it's become difficult to bring the coke from South and Central America to the United States or Europe. So few years back, they come to West Africa, Guinea-Bissau to be specific, and along that corridor, Gambia is along. It's not that far from it, and there's a lot of Guinea-Bissau basically in Gambia. Is sort of nyokan. But the part I will speak from as far as I don't know whether like I don't know if as far as swapping these drugs, I don't know if it's based in belief or it can be proven. Because if it can be proven, then an investigation should be launched. But to me, if people if they are swapping it, not about swap them, who are their customers?
Customers, yeah.
Yeah.
And who are involved?
Yes, who are the customers? Like,
So,
so
yeah,
if that's
it's
what's happening.
interesting. It's interesting you ask that question. Who are the customers? Because a lot of things happen. Like Gambia, we hear a lot of stories that die. Like they'll find someone, Yamomuta, with how many kilograms of cocaine, Yamuta, Yasamba court. Then you don't get to hear about that court case again. You know
Yes.
what I'm saying? You don't get to know about what happened to those drugs. You remember the $1 billion worth of drugs? Ye munumuta nung jana
At the
pirang
coast.
mafong.
Kiramama, yeah, yeah.
Pirang mafong.
Mhm.
You don't get to hear about none of those things anymore. The people involved, the culprits you don't get to hear about none of that. And remember, even before Jamil left, it's interesting you guys mentioned about West Africa being used as a hub, to transit these drugs. He mentioned that they made him an offer for, like the cartel, whenever they come, they'll give him $1 million per transit. Like me not
Hey,
to use our
it's
base.
strange in a weird way. Hey, Gambians leave Gambia, ikatai fongol ko di baeto, tuwabol la baeto. Saika
Yes.
yele ifongola Bangkok, ship samba. Maybe that's what they've learned. I mean, I'm just saying.
So
Miami was built by these same drug cartels. All those, Miami was not Miami. You see what I'm saying?
yeah.
So
You know what, Afridamus, I can sense some hesitation in you, man. This not you. You're not really
no,
speaking
because I
live
don't
into this
have
thing yet.
the clear
Facts.
information. I don't have the clear facts on it. Like what in a year they come in for. Like like the story was that, like being the hub that can be substantiated. Alim info is that's based in facts. You see what I'm saying? But truly, like I'm trying to understand how, if they swap it, because that means they're gonna have this amount of drugs in Gambia JFO. So I'm asking, are the customers there or they just continuing the trend? Because West Africa, the people don't have money
To buy
to
those.
buy that.
Yeah.
They don't have the money.
Yeah.
So and those people, like for them to risk all that this is like they making billions. This is a $1 billion industry, right? So they can easily buy, like officials in West Africa. They got the money, they have the connection, like so
That
in
you see.
Guinea-Bissau, I heard, like it's known, definitely known. You can research this and see it, right? And Guinea-Bissau again,
Yeah.
got people in Gambia have connection with them, but in Gambia, I was there sometime. That's why I'm asking. I'm looking around. So far, I'm not seeing people who, not that they have cocaine money, then they need to build better structures. I
Uh,
mean,
uh,
yeah.
yeah, Mr. Afridamus, I'm not sure. Yeah, okay, even for it could be true, but like based on hearsay, I interfong nga moy mula men ba fukang that people working in DLAG, the type of structures they are building in Gambia, people believe that Kwela monthly salaries cannot afford those buildings.
Okay, that's a place to start.
That is something that has been said. But
Follow the money.
I know
Follow the money, and
yeah,
you will
yeah.
find out. Yeah. I
So
mean, like, if that's a good point. Yeah.
so based on the research, another thing, based on the research, one of the news article that I came across was reported by this article called Enact Africa. So they mentioned some constraints that they believe Walatina Gambia is having some of these issues. Like the Gambia has a 200-kilometer coastline.
Right.
The
It's
government don't
pretty
have the
long.
resources. The naval forces don't have the resources.
Right.
I don't think they have the equipments to do the surveillance, because I think it was in September this year, if I can remember, if I'm right. The cocaine mutata, many are delivered were in deep sea, but local boats were offload now from deep
Right.
sea in other Janik after drone. These guys has they had a hint on it. So it had a gal arrest. You understand? So that's one. They don't have the resources. Another thing is William mentioned like whether also Gambia naval forces, the Navy or other security forces, whether they have the capacity. When you talk about the capacity, whether they have the trainings, whether they have the equipment.
Gambia lacks that.
Yeah, even when it comes to testing, of certain type of drugs, either they do it in Senegal or other neighboring countries. You understand? So all those are things that are concerned that the country is facing. But I don't know whether most of you might have heard of this. There was a time, according to someone who shared this information with me, like United States government, Department of Defense, they once approached during Jammeh's time. Gambia, the US wanted to build a something like a navy. How do you call it? Navy base in around Khartoum. You understand? So I believe, according to that individual, Jammeh was not comfortable having US closer to his corridors. Which
will you trust, if you were president in Gambia, the United States approaches, they want to build military base because they're doing it all over Africa, right? Wherever they can. Would you allow it?
Yeah, I'll answer your question. I'll answer your question. Just let me know. So like I said, Jammeh, I believe, was not comfortable in building such a facility.
He shouldn't.
Around his corridor. But
right.
like you said, yes.
Would you be comfortable with a foreign power as powerful as the United States having a military base in your territory?
I know every country that build foreign military bases in another country is for their interest.
Right.
Yeah, which I believe that's what Jammeh sees. But in
no smart leader should allow that.
Yeah,
because that's a threat to your nation.
Yeah. In another perspective, if you look at the current nature of the Gambia seaport, I believe if that port was built and Gambia government used some of the opportunities, they could have.
So you would allow a U.S.
No. I'm just giving my general perspective.
No,
I
want to know what you think. Like, do you think, because you said Jammeh
in my own perspective? Yeah, in my own perspective. In my own perspective, yes. In a sense, like apart from Jammeh is not comfortable in a sense. He's viewing it from the security point of view. I'm viewing it also from the economic point of view. What could it bring to the Gambia in terms of employment, in terms of when it comes to other things?
So if a U.S. base is in other places, right?
Yeah.
They're not, it's not for example, they have the biggest drone base in Niger, and they want them out for a reason, right?
Yeah.
They're in other places. It's strictly a U.S. base. They are monitoring what is happening. So you are going to allow a foreign nation to build a military base in Gambia?
No, it will be based on cooperation. It will be based on
no. But that's what I'm saying.
Interest.
We are not at war with like the fact is, right. We no longer colonize. We are a sovereign nation. For example, you are a sovereign nation, no matter how small you are, right?
Yes.
You allow an imperialist nation that have all the capabilities. You will allow them to build a military base on your soil.
If I'm the president, I will allow it in a sense like the security.
Gambia, you heard it. Never vote for this guy.
I will never seek office. I'm not seeking office. You understand? I'm not going to seek office.
It's not going to answer that question because of Yamu Soldier Kodol Dija.
It doesn't matter. I mean,
no.
It doesn't matter.
If it is no. I'm not looking at that perspective. I'm looking at other advantages. Other advantages Gambia could have benefited.
Like there are.
If there is a naval base, there will be that cooperation between the Gambia Navy and the US Navy for them to do surveillance and
Yeah.
patrols together.
You should read up on Africom.
Yeah.
Yeah. There are, I
Yeah.
believe there are advantages to that.
Yeah.
You know, especially from an infrastructure standpoint, like
Yeah.
the area, Ibeterla Dam, you
It
could
will be
boost
a
the
US
economy.
base. It will be
It will
a
be
US
US based. I get that, but you also have to understand the political dynamics at the time when Jammeh was there. So it was not in Jammeh's best interest to have that because you know he wants control. It was going to be really easy if the United States Navy is stationed there, right?
And if they have it, anybody,
Yeah.
you know, anybody, if you are opposed to anything being proposed, it's easy to be removed. You know, you're not independent. No independent nation should allow other nation. If you are not an occupied territory, right? If you are not occupied, why? It makes no sense.
Yeah.
You know, for you
So
to
it was,
have
yeah.
another nation's military base, a much powerful one at that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
It
saying?
was
You have
India's
to,
best interest, yeah.
you know, in the long run. In the long run, I understand
Agreed.
what the IA is saying as well, to say it will help Gambia have the ability to, you know, control the sea from,
to patrol,
you know,
to patrol and
it,
do surveillance.
but we have to work, you know, work
Do it
towards it.
ourselves.
Even Gambia, Chinese soldiers, they come, you know, like there's documented, they steal the fish. Need other side, baby do it because mimu.
Ndabuka chalo je sangbe.
Because
Yeah, boy, like a Gambia sign, like chalo di man. You hardly see
they
chalo.
feed it to the, you know, like they beg them and feed it, you know, to the pigs, right? In China. So companies buy this. But Niaje, Gambia la buying is vast, right? Nyawo sifa bele bije. And but ye certain time, you know, kilila watole ba. Andum kilila dulale fanam ba kono somewhere. Kilila dulale bije. So Gambia until we don't, you know, we don't have experts.
We don't have the resources.
You know, we have everything. You know, as you know, we can be rich, right? A rich nation from fish. We have some expensive fish there. But you know, and jalol sifa mutarlan sifa lebije. A monitor, right? So you apply for the license. You apply for it. So banco is say alana ye nanang ye la nyel muta after you have your sea people miliale ya lonne nyol certain nyoli ka kilo la daming so nite license min apply ko ina da chali mutolla imanyan ne ala na da chalo la kilila watola imanyan na kol mutanin chali ndingol bari nin chali bal mil ka kilo la mol kana ke muta, you know, ika chali ndingol fana muta ke fay, you know, wala be idango do yandika. So motije, we don't have a way kana kanyim kulunga ka inspect, because sometimes they come there, right? They catching fish. These are expensive fish, expensive in the world market, right? One snapper, red snapper, one snapper. Do you know how much?
Yep.
No,
do you know how much
bought a snapper. I bought a red snapper today. A pound is like $9. $9.56.
That's even cheaper in your area. You see,
in Maryland here, yeah. A pound, yeah.
So let's say Chinese also have fun. Nkana fenko. You know, let's say right?
Or furol, you know,
but you know, instead, you jalo sort of because you base special jalo, you red snapper ko, or other type or other type of fish. You see, so there is no way for us Gambians to know this. There is no way for us to know this.
So so what efforts masakunda nyanta monega pour kaje ko like how can they improve the capacity of the people, number one? Masakunda nyanta monega pour kaje ko nyin kusi fal men yalon ko molke tol kya wala mole suspicious mindset or mistrust on the more especially the DLEAG, when it comes to how they confiscate some of these illicit drugs. At the end of the day, mol kane jalay ko ida mal kata ka yole nyokoto wala ka kasara wala ka filije masakunda nyanda mun lodu la kala pour wol si fale stop.
I mean,
Well,
if you're asking me,
I mean, Mansakunda nada atele Mansakunda le announced to the news, right? Nimol mala Mansakundala, you know. That is a problem, you see, and I think they would have to somehow figure out a way how to be more transparent to gain the trust of the people. But you know, ning ara more just speculating, you know, or based in their beliefs. If that's what they go by, there's nothing they can do other than provide the information about what is happening. But niaje mol malano, you know, they are skeptical. Yalon dalilo lebo fanan. Maybe I fenneje, you know. So inyai minje mansakunda nyanta like kuke wok wala narra molle kanyi yolen because you know CCO be dawda along CCO yoje dawda along ko dimbabi je.
Dimbala kata je.
Yeah. So yeah, nying yes, since I no more they speculate but nying mo be fanante ikamimbe fate kela no CC ken samate. Ha.
I mean, me, if you ask me that question, yeah, I would say it's a lot of factors that are involved in here. You understand it? Because Niajibe, ke Nila salary move 5,000. But ila monthly expenses move 15,000, 20,000. You know, near Hadamadingo Jube, you know, you turn around and you look at your family, you know, they're hungry, your kids, you know, school fees. Mostly ila salary covers ila transportation cost kada do kola kada kana. Yalo moja mabe Gambia kada do kola kada. It's not even for the money, it's just for the respect. Put money for interested in black killing.
Right.
You understand? But if those things are happening, man, sometimes it doesn't matter how trustworthy you are or how upright you are as an individual. Some things, you know, a man cannot just sit and watch his family starve. You know, you have to do something. So some of these things, you know, it's not even in DLEAG, man. It's like other sectors of government. When Niaje police will be lola, you know, ibe bribe tala mulbulu, or maybe, you know, police will be bugala fika leave water, nila leave or sita bugala fika. Because if you take 1 month leave, you know, you're missing out on a lot of money. You understand? Because you cannot survive on that 1 month salary. So
I think there's a report recently, a few days ago, like they want to implement enforcing people to go take leave. There are people whom, you know, in the Gambia they've not taken leaves for years.
So do they get paid for the leave? Like
if you go on leave, you'll still be paid. But some people don't want to take that opportunity because if you are on leave, never leave for later kumara.
But is
So
it leave for you, right?
Yeah.
Accumulate to where they you know, like if it accumulates, they get paid.
It's not like here where
I'm not here. Yeah, Mama Rabejo Kojang. For example, Kabinde Obola Army, like last May, Kabinde Obola Army, I had almost closer to during COVID from 2021, Kabinde Afghanistan, when up to 2020, Kabinde Afghanistan, kana up to 2024, Kabinde Obola Army. I had almost over 80 something days of leave. But in a few days down Malta, the rest almost 2.5 months nga ube wafi.
Yeah.
So nga wafi, but still that was taxed at 15%. So Gambia needs you ofana introduce no. Ni me lafta hey inte kodu ko na problem oti. Na leave days nying. But nga wafi maybe nga 1 month or 2 months da matu but model be manta leave for almost 3, 4, 5 years.
No, but it wafi no like because
no, I mean, no. What I'm saying is, Masakunda the policy like create to create such opportunities.
Right.
Like near policy create. Okay, leave days jama be bulu. Ya lonko Ni sila so kono kuta mal.
Yeah.
Okay, maringela
Anum fana bitali for la mintole.
mintole ha.
Yeah.
Okay. Ni bidali for la lifo de sama do ko.
Yeah.
That's just a joke. But like
No, but yeah,
if a policy is
I
created,
know you're joking, but
Yeah.
Gambia,
Yeah,
that
if a
should
policy
be
is-
encouraged.
yeah,
It should
exactly.
be encouraged, like Samadonying. But
Yeah.
again, momin fanambe abe office auto,
yeah,
and we're talking about this like police or whatever. Modos, like Puriya keno Samadola abe kolyala
yeah,
because like the Gambia je Musamadola. Tia boto, tia full boto. Yeah. Sabe, tia turo is over like 6,500.
Eh, manke sama dola di ika follow.
Yeah.
Follow.
So ning more like abe dokola la dimbaya, for them to come up with that, 6,000 kawolandi, it's gonna be tough.
Tough, yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be really tough, but bari jama bije fanang mo iborta santol keno manyanna fana yetara molbe combo o banjunu mafon wolbota nyomi ita mari manyanna yetara combo kodi ko ke batandi yes isa tarano ila doko bari keno mimbal buluje then
Weekends, yeah. You
Weekends.
can utilize weekends, yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, you can utilize that, and it's difficult.
Yeah, more especially
it's hard,
like
but life is not easy.
Yeah.
We are here for that. Nin dunia kono fengol abete dial.
yeah,
Kolka kolyale, and o kolyanyin alate kan dalilo lekam.
yeah.
Pruya overcome. So ngamira wofanang is important, but yeah, malon nunko ibuka leave for 3 years. I didn't know this.
I'm telling you.
No,
Yeah, there are
ika
some like,
but I mean,
yeah, some has
They can take it, but it doesn't. I think, yeah, I agree on that part where they should give like an incentive. Yeah, I mean because
buyback leave time.
Leave time,
yeah.
because na maribe dokola. No wonder Gambia, nyindokula jama bije meni nyakatara kuyaring,
Yeah, another reason Yemendi wala mindi ko dol bika left ka katalifa because they are not comfortable yo ite talifa la janni kana modo send that's another thing. Yo, so these are the two
and they say what can all.
Yeah, these are the two problems. For example, like need 3 years you can leave for that year, 6 months leave for delay. It be that do send
but yeah, and the volunteer lala no wala ko.
Yeah, so
6 months leave ne wadina.
Yeah,
mari janni bi na obe nasi sifal bonna odula rete tina.
Hey, Afridavos, don't say that boss do kuno for nine leave for it.
I don't mean
no boss do kuno pura nene Canada leave.
Yeah. Like I said, I think the government need to
they definitely need to
come with a policy. If you have maybe a lot of leave days, if they can buy back that time from you to give you at least something like an incentive, I think that will help. Yeah,
I agree.
And in more training and capacity building, and let there be resources to help the National Drug Enforcement Agency to at least so that they can have more coverages. And another thing in Gambia, I believe that will help is interagency collaboration, because when you look at DLEAG, they need to have that cooperation with Navy. They need to have that cooperation with police. They need to have that cooperation with SIS.
They're not connected.
No, they do.
I believe they do, but I don't know for operational canal, because like there should be a national security something. That's
because neither any police station to Gambia.
Yeah,
they have a DLEAG unit there. So
there,
they work hand in hand with the police. Nicarilla Red Solafang in the mountain, they go with different government
for the services,
security apparatus. Yes,
exactly. Yeah, and most especially Navy being the marine unit of the maritime unit of the country. all these agencies work together to make sure honey be their patrol. Sometimes they can bring in police, they can bring in drug enforcement agency, they can bring in intel, or let them share intel, immigration intel, army intel,
Yeah,
intel, prison intel, and all those things. With that, they will be able to know where things are flowing, who are involved. But
yeah. They
then
even cover immigration and stuff.
secondary support, and secondly, unfortunately, if it is investigated, the heads of those institutions, let them give them the power to implement the recommendations.
Yeah, yeah, I agree with that. Cultural shift funding in like because like okay, for example, someone you have an office, right? In the morning you do tell the office work on it before you know it, between 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. and like you have all kinds of people sitting, can and all of them we cannot depend
Yeah,
on
that
money.
shouldn't be.
Unnecessary of yeah.
Yeah, so those visitations, and some of them when they come to you, literally you just cannot say no because of how our society is made up, right? I know you can say no, but Molbenyam is difficult for them to say no. And what happens? They start digging, putting their hand in the cookie jar just to try to get the money, right? And where are those people getting the money from? Sometimes it's not their own personal money; it's company money
Well,
or
they better,
government.
you
Yeah,
better learn, to say no.
yeah,
Like because I mean, molyantalo na ko mansa kundala do ko tempuru ka kododi mansa kunda buka kodi amantara in the business to make money. Mansa
yeah,
receive it,
yeah.
unfortunately, but I say that lightly. I'm not saying they don't need money, they do, but yes, that culture nying, that when yantala I kuntu kantu wata kela no excuse it. Multinano kana ila office order, kasije ko kana da panso le collect,
Mm-hmm.
imari fana na foko ah ma for no honey, wato do fesa for honey ning akodo nyinte imari bul fesa for honey, or
Yeah,
if you give it nabe torala, like yeah. So woman yana kela office order, especially
absolutely.
mansakunda office order. This is true. Ntada nung office door leto. Ngamol nge taraje, you know, be steering and all they are not workers there. Walmu just ordinary, mollet. So
Uh,
I think the concept is like abedundi nyoko no back.
yes, sir.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, okay. So, fellas, so now let's segue to our next topic. Is we're almost an hour and a half, so we can wrap up, right?
Right.
So, this came up yesterday, and they were talking about Fenco teachers are planning a strike, a sit-down strike on Monday. That's because of I don't know if any of you guys had a chance to read it, but coming, it is coming Ikafoko, the senior secondary school teachers or Munianoko, they receive government grants. So the teachers have not received their November salaries since the beginning of the month, and they've talked to the government. Ikoyoko, they'll pay them, and for them to not strike, and they called up the previous strike, and now, they still haven't paid them. They feel like the government is playing with them, and now they're planning on a full sit-down strike starting this Monday, which has a lot of implications because the students will not be learning and all that stuff. So I just want to get your take from another perspective of why teaching is the most noble profession, or is one of them, but why is it that government is not um, giving the teachers their due, like what they deserve? Like other sectors could be paid, but teachers are always behind. What's your take on that, fellas?
Yeah. If I may comment, I was a I was a trained teacher back home in the Gambia. So
Okay.
actually, um, up to the time in Teboda Gambia, I left in 2010. But like I was taken from 2006 up to 2009. Kabringa Tikimbula to work for the Gambia Red Cross Society. So in Gambia, most of the teachers, because the salary in most areas, in most schools, teacher ke from balance no nyame wala mintiko. Teacher member combo more especially, you either teach in 2 schools. Or neither school door, for example, I was in Jamisa Upper Basic. When I was in Jamisa, I was also teaching in Botra. But not na Botra Bula Cabrier afternoon shift dinner. So I have my full-time pay in morning shift, but I have my I can't remember the name. So they pay me almost half of my salary for teaching in afternoon shift. A lot of teachers capitalize welcome. But Niagibe in the provinces, or even in some areas in combos, many alonko, let's say primary school teachers, many will see files, opportunity see files. You understand? Or in other provinces, many alonko school or population is less than 1,000. Only one shift level. So teachers, they really find it very hard to maintain their families or to provide for their families due to the fact that rising economic prices and all those factors may not come into play. Amanka sign no start. It started even hand covering long time ago. Jawara time. Kanafu, Jamela time. But during Jawara time, a lot has changed. Jamela time, they also bring in more provision for teachers. You know, you double shift will be start also. But Nyaji kana barula time. A lot of programs and projects well nata for teachers, including like in more especially in provinces. If we are posted in provinces, they attach some incentive to it than teachers because Mojamal Beje because of Kata provinces. So another thing like building quotas for teachers so that they cannot rent job.
Oh yeah, that's what I was gonna ask.
Yeah, that also helps.
They don't because I remember back, in the days, coming Brekamaje,
Yeah.
some of the buildings some of the teachers staring nunje. But jamabje ikaluaso jo,
Yeah.
So for provinces, ika more milky, ibuka like Hanika be mandula loe coming
yeah, teachers quotas mostly is more around the provinces than combustional map. Yeah,
they used to
provinces
have it
mostly,
in Compass,
because like school, I was in Joren Sierra after Bansan. Okay, quotas member community family bill. But recently, one of my friend whom you know currently is a headmaster at is a principal at one of these school. Government is coming into building quotas for teachers. Be kodon men sort like kana into rent. So this other one for the eco grants been given to other institutions, right? If and
No. Government, it's like there are public schools and there are also schools when they receive grants from schools like Nusrat was Sifa,
Yeah. Okay. So I also know that like school to most of the government schools there are other provisions many along wolfanaka kudotala like government program so the me along alfalbika school field job, but there is a government program me along wolka school support.
Yeah, subsidized.
Yeah, because my own brother was once the administrator for that. So
what about I know we're talking mostly sounds like high school. So what about like the coming primary school thing, like food program, domorol thing? Is that still a thing?
Yeah, in our own then there'll be a school tawato like I know food veggie, edible fat,
right?
beef and all those things. Atina then found like a new Kabul football school. What nantal pang school? Yeah, understand. In some areas, I've carrying a bari assemble mantara waralin kununta benyame. You understand? Because sign nefana mul natil na kata karangola than nuntot. Because
right.
even
because
I was late to go to school.
The population is bigger
so,
now.
But Nyajibe fana like schools around the combos ngamere ya believe ya tala auto bakele. They are giving it more to schools in provinces. Pur kaje ko dinne si wakil no katakara moto because
no honestly though they Mansakunda they truly they should but they should shift a lot of attention to the
Programs,
Rural.
especially rural areas.
bring a lot, so that people won't feel the need, to move, Yeah.
Rural urban
Yeah.
drifting.
So
Yeah.
when it comes to this striking, teacher Sol Nyanta Menka, similar to that also, I think the students at the University of the Gambia also wanted to demonstrate because of the fact that two of their lecturers or professors were dismissed or sacked or whatsoever. So, and in this order, it's rather unfortunate. At the end of the day, who are the receiving end? It's the students and the parents. So, need teachers all sit down there. That's not gonna change the timetable from grade 9 students not to write their exams. That's not gonna change the timetable for grade 12 students not to write their exams. And that will not change that will not force the Gambia government for YKO, West African Examination Council, you have to move the examination dates because of this. Because I want to believe examination dates is across, I want to believe it's across West Africa. Then Gambia Batika Wakomen at the same time, Sierra Leone and other countries,
Nigeria, Ghana.
Nigeria and Ghana and all those things. So it is rather unfortunate, but if there is any help that the Gambia government can do, let them try to help. Another thing that I would love to bring up is there is what they call teachers union. There's a teachers union, and the teachers union has a president. Mostly, the president will be a teacher, an active teacher. So these are things that they could mediate between the government and teachers union, and the government and the education department. So another thing is like not at that point in time, government man funds sort of to support the teachers. There is what they call Gambia Teachers Union, Credit Union. When I was there, I was part of the Credit Union. I remember Kabinteba provinces, I only rely on my not double shift coding, half of my full-time salary. Not the whole of my salary was going to Credit Union.
Okay.
So I was able to save a lot of money. University start. So for over a year, I saved a lot of money to pay for my tuition for my first and second semester.
So there's like if you plan it well, there's ways.
Unfortunately.
So you were already prepared before you got to the United States. You're already doing 2 shifts, long days. So
yes,
you were ready.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. When I was in Seattle, that's what I did. Not full-time salary katana credit union. Na double shift ko don use for some of my use. Aninka tiel sang manol ani fenkon kata birkama ba kamanol kamani kamal sang kakabotol kono tio ka senna moli. So that helps me. So nara any emergency nata, I just go to credit union, be men withdraw withdraw for my family. So teachers, government, and that's they have a lot. They have branches now. Credit union is operating like a bank. They have a branch in Brikama, almost in major towns and almost major town. They have one in Brikama, around the KMC and other areas, LRR and Gendebe CRL. We go to Basse. So I believe credit union has a lot of money because a lot of teachers are contributing a lot of money because teachers all like they even have a revolving fund for teachers who wanted to want to buy a land or you want to build a house. You can go there. Guarantee.
Okay.
Take a loan, you build a house. And under what happened? Credit union, teachers union they bought areas of land, then they give it to teachers to take it from their salaries. So at the end of the day, government could engage teachers credit union, let them loan them an amount of money. The teachers all do after government near funds, so the government near refund. Come another thing, like during Nimbanasal Binasila, they have what they call 1/6.
Yeah,
you remember that, right?
You know what? I always hear that, but I never understood.
I remember hearing.
Yeah, 1/6. 1/6 means, for example, like Nimbanasalo Kanasi. Nimbanasalo Kanasi, for example, Nimbanasalo Hana Benda on the 15th of the month, Yalon Karomanfa. Ibejo lela full-time salary, but they could pay you another 1 month salary.
It's like time and a half.
Time and a half. So they will pay 1 month salary. So this salary tambita every month body talk like before the next banasalo yabanju. All those are incentives me like I mean the teacher. But for this
so Ibuka dealer as like
no Ibuka dealer free.
I thought they was gonna give
you still pay it back. You still pay it back. But this thing
I think nothing is free.
Yeah, I believe this thing the government all the institutions should come together. Teachers union, credit union, Ministry of Education, and the government should sit down and try this out, because at the end of the day, the parents and the teachers are the ones that will lose, and it's not going to change any dynamics when it comes to examination.
Yeah, I don't think the government will allow it. They I think they would come to like a negotiation.
Yes.
I think ni malafike la mo Barrow nyantala lawyer Dabo call I kumema. I mean for you I'm just joking, but but no, hopefully they come to agreement, and I think they will. Manyan na wo allow la, like yanyanta teacher sol jolale. I mean, more etera do ko like me jo is difficult. So 9 out of 10 times anywhere is it would bring sit down, because ni me jo ibuka sawar fam.
Yeah, I remember like almost a year ago, or almost a year or 2 years ago, the same thing applies in the nursing community. The nurses wanted to strike. They wanted to go on a sit-down strike or something like that, or demonstrate or whatsoever. At the end of the day, in the
protest Joe Bali Aladan. What is the problem?
Something similar happened. So, but at the end of it, that was also resolved amicably. I think this one also government will make efforts, resolve amicably, because actually education is very much helpful when it comes to empowering young people.
So what about because in Gambia, they have now a lot of young Arabic school. Are they part of under the same system as well?
Yeah. So there are a lot of Arabic school. Many they are under the I think Supreme Islamic Council or something like that.
So that's what I'm saying. Is it separate?
But now government is shifting. Government is now shifting. Government is shifting to give some incentives to some Arabic schools. You understand? Most of them were privately operated or those like Bandimola Islamic.
Bandimola, yeah.
So I don't know then.
What about Talinding back in those
Talinding,
days?
yeah, Talinding you'll see further. I mean, there are other ones. I think there is an Islamic university as well. I'm not sure whether it's private or not. But now, what I meant about college, when I was in college, most of these graduates from these Islamic schools, despite Dolbeje, most of the good number of them, both English and Arabic.
I would think so by now.
I went to high school with some of them. Some of them, when I was teaching in Jamisa Upper Basic, some of my students they were in morning in Bandung Arabic school, afternoon at Jamisa Upper Basic, and mostly around the schools in Brikama. A lot of that. And these people are so intelligent and smart. They are most of them are very smart and intelligent. Many are both Arabic school Canada. So by your new graduate, some of them come in as Islamic teachers. RIK and Islamic studies teachers in both middle school, high school, and in some of the primary school. And Masakunda Fana make some of them, many are near Arabic Damake. Ni Nata, Ni Manta Gambia College directly. There used to be a program called during summer, in school close for summer. They will bring in teachers in Gambia College. Now they have another branch in Makati. I think they have one in, I don't know whether Basi also. There's a branch when I was in CRR, a teachers all trained. These are teachers whom, they might not have the prerequisite to go to college. You understand? But since they are in the field, they've been in the field for 10, 15 years, they have the experience. So every summer, they bring them to CRR. Some of them come from CRR, URR, LRR. They will be there for a month or two, the whole of the summer holiday. They will train them for 3 years and certify them, because most of them, they don't have the prerequisite to go to college, but they've been in the field, they have the experience. So, number of teachers boosting the progress a lot. Most of these people are local from those areas. They want to stay in those areas. So training those people will be easier than a beta Gambia College.
Makes sense.
Which makes sense. So which is a very good program for education department. It also boosts the morals of students around those areas. Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. Ibs, Fibers,
No, Montrose, I'm just amazed by, yeah, elephant going. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yes, we can hear you now.
Oh, but for the internet or freestyle number malo. No,
Yeah.
I'm just, yeah, in a story, it's just
Wow,
amazing the
that's
things that you've gone
well, I
through, and
mean, it's
I'm
like
just.
that's pretty good. I mean, like, because yeah, it is since you were a teacher there and you were here as well in the States, you've seen other stuff. You were perfect person to like, give your 2 cents about it or even, write like suggestions of what you've learned. And because it been
Yeah.
you were doing it. So you have the experience firsthand
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
give suggestions.
Yeah. Another thing like that I would like to say is when I was in the teaching field, like private schools and public schools, like just like in US here, near GB, like currently in Gambia, there are a lot of private schools in the Gambia, a lot of them, more especially junior schools and high schools, because that's where money is. But my concern is the government monitoring some of these schools?
Yeah, I
How
was about to ask, are they
regulated?
regulated?
How they are regulated? Because sometimes you will see a school within a 50 by 50 compound space. A
Yeah,
school should have an established body, whereas a school also they also have some of these extracurricular activities
Outdoor
spaces, like
facilities.
they have a football field, they have some other stuff. But a school that is within a 50 by 50 this thing, and what type of the syllabus they use, who do the monitoring? I know every region there used to be what they call teachers monitors. They call it one for regional monitors, something like. I have friends even
Yeah.
Nimen graduated from college. They are called education, whether they are called education monitor or something like. They'll be good. Like every week we have to go to school to see their performance. In that you meet with the headmaster, but several times in that can found in what are some of our constraints. So we call it a regional office. They sit with the regional education officer. So they are called cluster monitors. They are called cluster monitors. So they divide every region into clusters. For example, a cluster monitor might have about 5 to 10 schools under him or her. So it's your responsibility pour kataje ka teachers all ka la constraints long, and you also can appeal on their behalf when there are fundings or whatsoever together with the regional education officer.
So in Gambia, do they like homeschooling?
I'm not so mamara. And I don't think if it exists as at now. But the monitoring aspect, when it comes to most of these private schools, it's a problem because with that, based on the current this year grade 9 results, grade 12 results this year is good. A lot of people came out with very good grades, but grade 9 is so disappointing in a sense. Like private schools perform far more better than public schools.
Okay.
There are some public schools, even in the provinces. There are people who came out with aggregate 6 from provinces. Brikama, there is this new private school in Brikama called Masabojang. It's a both primary and this thing, middle school. I think they are trying to upgrade it into a high school. Ako roke balama fangola sengor. Balama fangola. You should know him. Minya na tola. Something Bojang.
Okay.
I school also the Jalambang Mafonla. That school is very good. Presentation used to dominate Brikam, but now that school is one of the most prominent schools in the whole of Gambia. Because this year they produced aggregate 6, and then I think more than a lot of people came with aggregate 6, and their grades are very good. So public schools, Gambia public schools, I think they are failing. I think Masakunda needs to come with a plan for Kajeko. Let them try to do an investigation. Kajibe, what are some of the factors? So
Are the tuitions expensive for private?
Private schools I believe are more expensive, but like more incentives are given to public schools than private schools. But private schools, school fees are more expensive, but they attract better teachers. You understand? So mostly, and another thing in the Gambia that makes things, education system also failing. When I was going to Gambia College, we don't pay. We don't pay tuition. and there used to be food and stipend for us. I think that stopped in the graduate 2006. Now around before 2010, a lot has changed. Now Gambia College, to go there as a teacher, you have to pay. They must sponsor. So there are people, many ago, they will pay, they will graduate, they will not go to government schools because they pay their own.
Right. Yeah, because if you work,
Yes.
if the government give it to you,
Motivation.
you have to work
Yeah.
for the government.
Yeah,
But
so
if you funded it yourself, you know,
and that's not only in the
You can
teaching.
go anywhere.
School of Nursing in Banjul, public health in Brikama, public health nurses. All of them, they used to be everything was under the government. They will graduate, they will post you when you finish your final exam before September, you'll see the posting list will come out. They will post you wherever they deem necessary. You understand? At the end of the day, you can negotiate after your posting. You can go to your report and you, based on condition, you move now to another areas. But like that's normal. People and how many people want to go to college that their parents cannot afford to pay? You understand? To go for PTC, I think a PTC, primary teachers education. I think they call it whether certificate in education now, diploma in education. We did HTC, highest teacher certificate, and other ones that you can go up to your bachelor's and masters in education, all those things. So, but Natural Avenue Mantraji, how many people will be willing to go into the teaching field since like government sponsorship is hard to get, and how many people can afford to pay for on their own?
Wow.
So that's another thing me along is affecting public schools because most of the teachers need graduate, they want to stay around the combos, they don't want to go to the provinces. So government is gonna find it very, very competitive to maintain teachers, more especially encouraging someone whom our own school field you at the Gambia College, a graduate of it all force no la prior to base, that force no la prior to fato. And at this, and even
that's he should. So the people there, Mansanyanta Minkela, it makes it attractive.
Yeah,
where it's balanced. You see, so Ibajela Komomil that would encourage more million on there. From there, Yamanjari attack combo because they will have the same thing. In fact, it would be so attractive. Some of those people say Bonan combo no energy on their own.
Yeah, could you believe like and then Bowman Kabrimbe graduated 2006, 2007 academic year, Yambo post CRR. One day 1 year the market CRR and moved back to Jamisa Upper Basic School. He was in the same school for 3 years now. And he's now next he's at I think Puntauri, if I can remember. Since 2006, he's been in CRR. He's still there, but he's from Mandinka. He's from Mandinka. Yeah, he's from Mandinka.
Yeah, but man's for no man fair.
I think he still wanted to be there, but I think
he want to be there on his.
Yeah, he still want to be there. But one day, now you need to change position. Secondly, come to combo, upgrade yourself because some of the students, like in 2010, student adult teach. Some of them they graduate in medical school in the Gambia. At a point, student adult teach. Those are now in university, but I'm chance to Kada University.
Oh,
so meaning he has
but
to.
But does he want to?
Huh?
Does he want to go to university?
I believe he want to, but like like I said, like some of these little incentives there. Now come Nabida at the university, he's not gonna get that. And he's a principal, you know how things play.
Okay.
You know how things play. So these are some of the that also keeps some other people in the provinces because those incentives are there. They forget about coming to develop themselves, capacity develop themselves. I only spent 1 year. I came back. I was in Jamisa, then the university apply. I only finished a semester in university, not a US. But that has been my plan. I don't want to stay long in the provinces. I want to come back. And Kaprinada, when I was in Jamisa, that's the time I finished my diploma in peace and conflict studies for 9 months. I was going to school. I was teaching in school Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and classes like MDI. Yeah. So if I'm in CRR, I will not be able to do that. And I pay that out of my own pocket. Kambida University fana, my first semester, first semester and second semester, though my brother also chipped in. But these are some of the things how some of the incentives that also help teachers. But if you want to stay that much in the provinces, your friends, you cannot catch up to your friends. Even so your own students. Your own students. will graduate and they will have chance to go to university with scholarship, but you will be there at the end of the day. They will just become graduate and you are still HTC holder or whatsoever. Unless funny come back, if I upgrade, if you want to go back again, you go.
So do you have, like, you stayed there 1 year?
Yeah.
So like a time period you can have the say to go back, or like Itemari, can you request to move anytime?
No, for me, I appeal to the this thing, regional director. Kabring at first ako niya ko don't go spend 1 mo yan kaya ko no, but I've already applied for University of the Gambia. So nga na admission later nyingi tandal ako niya ko okay, with that we cannot hold you. You gotta go. So yen post Brikama wall. So bring nata odilele for 1 year whilst I finished my diploma in peace and conflict study at MDI. Then the following year na 2010 nata kana university start.
Okay. What about technical schools?
Yeah, so technical school, like currently, GTTI is incorporated under the university. I think they call it I don't know, whether school of technology and something, I can't remember. But
Science and technology.
MDI is incorporated under the university. GTTI is incorporated under the university. I think some parts of Gambia College is also incorporated under the university. School of Education, like Gambia University of Gambia School of Education. School of Management is where we have the MDI. School of Nursing in Banjul and Public Health in Brikama. They are also part of our public health. We still have people that do public health, but if you want to go do bachelor's and master's, you have to do it under the university. And those campuses, they are both in Brikama. They do some of their courses in Brikama. Then some nursing and medicine, they do some courses, some programs in Banjul.
Oh, okay.
And RVTH is now a teaching hospital. So you do classes in the School of Nursing complex, but you also do some classes at RVTH.
Okay, so to get hands-on.
Yeah, hands-on. And they also have a student going to university and student doing the regular nursing program.
Okay, so that's pretty good.
Which is helpful.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
So the education also is like that. We have people who, that they started from CDC, that is nursery school teachers.
Yeah.
I think that they call certificate early childhood certificate. They have PTC, they have HTC. Now you have your bachelor's in education, master's, whatsoever. I think which is a good initiative. And the current Minister of Higher Education, Dr. Mendy, I think it's Dr. Mendy. He was my professor at the university. That guy is very initiative. That he is able to expand the university and bring in all these schools under one umbrella under the university and diverse things, which really helped the education system. But
yeah, you're definitely an expert in the education sector. But
that's what I'm saying.
But Barrow expert or
unfortunately, Kabrinara US Manda education so that I was in the army.
Well, I mean,
which is not bad too.
You can still,
Yeah, I can still. All I need to do is get my certificate and go back back in the teaching field.
Yeah, most definitely. Maybe, you can definitely, do it all over. Yeah, I'm impressed. Great, you furnish great information here.
I believe in the Gambia is the grassroots, primary level and middle school level and high school. These are the areas that the government needs to focus on. Capacity building for teachers, provide the necessary resources, and to make sure they have strict monitoring and regulation. Because there are some private schools, many along I believe, they don't care about the standard. They don't care about the ethics. All they care about whether the child paid school fees or not.
Yeah, that's not good.
And I also believe in Gambia, they need to bring back the common entrance.
So they don't have it anymore?
There is no more common entrance. There is mass promotion, which is wrong.
Yeah, that's not
From
good.
Primary. Yeah, I remember what more after grade 4, you started with quantitative verbal. Grade 5, another grade 6, you do your common entrance. Now they just promote you for grade 7, grade 9.
Go straight.
But so some schools, grade 7, going to grade 8, until dollar time or IPS, then IPS baby on the same class from grade 7 to 9. Nima pass you stay.
Oh, I know.
Grade 10 to 12 also, Nima pass you stay.
Mm-hmm.
But now primary school mass promotion you've realized that there are kids going to grade 7 that cannot even read a sentence.
Yeah, that's not
They
good.
cannot even read. They cannot even write a good sentence. They cannot even speak good English.
Wala nanka molje, you know,
So
in the
near
social
mass,
media, ya be ti nyambulu nin spelling furing all lang.
yeah. So near mass promotion, like from 1st grade up to 6th grade, the person did not have the knowledge, the capacity. Wait, at grade 7. After the grade 9, he's gonna come with F9.
Yeah. It's like, you know, basic. It's like ibe min keka wala nyinti ka tambindi dorom, but imang, you know, like whether didn't want succeed or man succeed.
Yeah.
More haji tije, and you know, not good. That's not good. They have
Absolutely.
common entrance. Malon nunko.
Common entrance should come back. Common entrance.
No, you open the jet time muna make it a sign.
You open the jet like ngamen an kabi water men to be grade 10 or grade 9.
Really?
Yeah. I think like the common entrance in 1994. Common entrance in 94 July coup d'etat. So I think I can't remember exactly, but yeah, bondle. So those are things that needs to come because it actually vet students.
Yeah.
And with that, even school institutions will know who are the good students.
Yeah, what you want tell time mil buka pass more be one.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
we'll sit at foster school.
Yeah.
Warante ta kunta kinte, warante demi.
So
you know.
Kampama. Yeah. I
remember the school, man. Oh my goodness.
Capriya common entrance bondi. Yeah, exam sifa dole dundu. I can't remember the name. Woman Gambia, but like that's the standard of exam. Yemen dundu. Maleka fa nyadi. But to me, that's
so. There's like how do people
they change
like now? How do they decide? Like, you know, let's say admission at, let's say, St. Augustine's, New School. How is the like? How do they determine, you know, the admission?
Okay, admission. So when it comes to admission, like
to go to grade 9.
Okay. Admission. Okay, let me say.
Sorry, to grade.
Go to grade 7. Grade 7 mostly now. Most of these schools has basic cycles. They are basic from primary school.
It continued.
From primary school, you can go to grade 7 in the same school. For example, Kabafla Primary now is now a basic cycle. Man for high school of 11. But from grade, you can go from grade 1 up to grade. I think high school of I'm not sure, but it was a basic cycle. You can up to it can start from 4th grade up to 9th grade in Kabafta Primary School.
So like you no longer, let's say you from Brickham Primary up to 6, you cannot go to, let's say, Nusrat grade 7 like before.
No. Now high schools are just high school.
Oh, so high schools
is now high school. Gambia High School, Senegal, those are major high schools. So, you understand?
Okay.
So, but like some schools like Bottrop still has both junior and senior school. St. Peter still has both junior and senior school. But there are some schools that are basically high school, senior school. Like so, when it comes to
because they're technical, schools, right?
Yeah. So when it comes to I think most of the high schools in provinces, like they are still from 7th grade up to 9th grade. Like when you go to Basse, Mayok Senior Secondary School and some other ones, they still have some. All those are together. But when it comes to grade 9 going to grade 10, that's where the problem is.
Yeah.
Most of the students, many of them, they come with very good grades. Now, Nusrat is one of the most leading schools. Nusrat and some private schools like Methodist and some other schools, they are very competitive. Nusrat now, I remember, I can't remember. I
no longer St. Augustine's and...
no, St. Augustine, Gambia High, Nusrat, Nusrat is one of the most leading high schools currently. But I'm not saying those schools are not performing, but Nusrat
but they are like the
Gambia. When you look at that, that's a private school. But other schools also are doing good. But private schools like Nusrat, Methodist, they are keeping up. You understand? So Nusrat la aggregate. Nusrat la admission, I think it doesn't go more than aggregate 22. Aggregate 22 could be the first person in someone in one of the middle school. So need aggregate 22.
So now aggregate 22 is at the top.
So need aggregate 22 sort of Nusrat here a cut off 21, meaning you cannot go to Nusrat. You have to go to another school. You understand? and Nusrat is very competitive. Na brother la daughter ni, na niece ni. Marat, I can't remember, but yeah, often afternoon shift lela. But luckily, because of our eyesight ni, yata samba back to morning shift.
Yeah.
You understand? So that's how competitive the school is. You know, so therefore, based on your aggregate, will determine whether you'll do science, whether you'll do arts, or whether you do commerce. You understand? And education system now, I thank God now they introduce certain things like IT is now a subject.
Okay.
Information technology is now a subject.
That's
Curriculum
good. That's
is-
good. So they're
change
with
a
the,
lot,
they're
man.
with the
Yeah.
21st century.
21st century, which is very good.
Okay.
And there was a time I think I'm one of my Kabintaro in Gambia. I was making a video on Coco. In fact, in Gambia nowadays, I believe they need to change the education system. Someone taking nine subjects from grade 7 up to grade 12. What is the necessity? It's not necessary anymore.
Yeah.
People specialize in areas. If you want to be a doctor, get your math, science, physics, whatsoever. Not more than 5.
Yeah, the
If you
foundation,
want to
get
go
that,
into
get them
IT,
strong in that.
if you want to go into finance, get your accounting, economics, and all those things. There is no need for you to take 9 subjects.
Yeah.
This is
It's not
too
necessary
much,
because
man.
some of the subjects they come in, those are not. But however, English, maths, agriculture, and any other specialties, I believe will enter all mandatory. English, maths, agriculture. I believe that should be mandatory. Plus,
That's my
specific area.
those are my favorite, especially
Yeah.
agriculture.
Yeah, English, maths, agriculture should be
It's a
compulsory.
drawing on
Plus,
by
it's like the area you want to specialize in future. That's what I believe. But like, okay, I want to be, let's say I want to be a nurse, or let me say nurse. Not English, not general science or biology or physics or chemistry or whatsoever. Any of these things could help me. Yeah, understand. But okay, just bring 9 subjects so that I have to do woodwork, I have to do metal work. I'm not saying they are not good, but it's just the area that I wanted to specialize in. Someone who wanted to specialize in welding and fabrication, woodwork is good for you. Metal work is good for you. I would say some aspect of math is good for you. English is good for you. Agriculture could be a foundation for you as well. So I think government needs to look at that. Equal bonding demanding. They made it flexible for people to be specific in areas that they want to, especially from grade 10 to grade 12. Because that's where your life will, that's what will frame your future, if that's a good term that I use.
Yeah, you will be the perfect guy, to someday, run that, be a part of that, that education system.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
No, there are people on ground, I believe they already understand. I'm just putting in my sense. But I believe, just like here in the US, you shape your path from let's say, some start from middle school. By the time you get to high school, you know what you want to be. That's where you don't take nine subjects here. No. So I believe that's something that the government needs to look at very well, and it's going to help the students so that it's not going to overload them with 9 subjects. They will be thinking of that. 9 subjects will be, you have to write exam in all that. It can be 5.
This is true.
It can be 5 major areas.
Yeah,
including English, maths, agriculture, and any other subject areas. That's
because it's necessary. Kantu ndenya kaminje TikTok na nyimo kutol. Demalon fue kamol karandi banen di rol school time.
Luckily ndemandra TikTok.
No man, it's like it's for education purposes.
Yeah.
Education purposes, because you gotta know where the mindset of our people are, So that way, I mean, I'm definitely 100%. Like, I'm very interested in, how most people in Gambia or Gambian people think, and what the level of understanding where it's at.
Yeah.
Because now koros intel nun to han intellata milialom fay ka fay man clever will saying dolby je ko 40 will no spellings la and what mo ko will man smart no
it's just the foundation, man. It's just
the foundation
for a lot of people, So
with that like when you talk about TikTok, I think in Gambia, Gambians, the young people in the Gambia are abusing TikTok.
Yes, I agree with you.
They don't know the benefits.
Right.
Like in a sense, there are a lot of positive benefits in TikTok. You can use it as a way of communicating ideas. But Gambian,
they seem to lack imagination.
Imagine, most of the Gambian,
lack of imagination.
Every time, ka amna. Mantra jere, but no wife can use it. No wife can use it. So
yes, it's lack of.
This is rather unfortunate. Instead of other people are making money out of TikTok, bringing in new initiative, cooking, tabirol kalaje, deberol kalaje, quality initiative, education. It is specialized at them. Bring in ideas in nursing, bring in ideas in teaching, bring in ideas in agriculture, bring in ideas in whatsoever. That's what the logarithms. Is it logarithms? Algorithms. That's what they look at.
Right.
That's what they look at, and because those are skills that they want. So be near. I think be monetized.
Yes.
Near monetized, or you'll be. I see people bring in cooking. Nigerians, other African countries.
Yeah.
Asians, why can't our African
cooking channel
yeah, why can't our African sisters do that? Yeta birono, durang katabiten, benakino katabiten, katabiten. Before you realize you bafule be monetized la. But ban enroll ninyo kumo ka amna every day. You'll never be monetized. I'm telling you.
Yeah, I can enjoy
yeah. Just like after our last show, I was watching your program. In our program,
yes.
Look at that. All those artists that is send information across, but
yes,
no Tonyo, our
it's useless. It's useless.
Young people, they don't know what are the benefits or how they can tap some of the opportunities
on social media.
Because you see, to have the imagination, you have to also be a reader.
Mm-hmm.
If you read, you would understand, and use, because whatever your strengths are, whatever you do, your hobbies, whatever, just expound on that, and present it. But yeah, you're right. Ka Barman and the role care and stuff, that's their MO. But Ibrahim, see no better.
No, my internet is kind of shaky today. I don't know why.
But yeah, I gotta get ready because I'm gonna do my show here in a minute.
I hope Masakunda in Fenko ya resolve maybe before Monday.
Yeah.
Because if not, it is the students that will be impacted and the parents as well. So yeah, I know, like during COVID, a lot has happened. Just like in America, people have to adjust to new dynamics. Like parents has to be teachers at home. Yeah. So unfortunately for Sifal, if not Sifal, all many didn't also at that school going age will do barada. Total man Sifal, alhamdulillah. Total COVID anyway, but like. Even in Gambia, it impacted students because most of students were also doing online classes.
Mm-hmm.
And the internet, how can students cope?
They just stay at home, man.
They just stay home.
Wow.
Yeah, I understand. So, like students in grade 9, everything has been online. I remember someone telling me left a phone because all our course I had to.
So Jamal BJ,
I had to buy them
so
a
that
phone.
COVID, like it put them behind.
Exactly. So but like Masakunda and private sector and other philanthropists, if we can all put chip in our little cents in there, it will help. And I'm very much concerned about the regulation aspect, because like actually there are a lot of private schools in the Gambia whom like they don't care about the ethics, they don't care about the standards. All they care is school fees.
Money.
And someone will be promoted. So long you pay your school, they don't care.
Yeah.
And if imagine they will send you home. But what are the standards?
And you have to do for na mansakunda nyanta jibero kela water. Nyipuro ni nyebe wa filal.
Ha.
Oh God. Hold on. Oh man, how can I play that on here, man?
You know, buro ni nyebe wafila ila problemo. You know, I mean, man sa nyinte ya jibero kenyang koto babake.
I remember Ibs.
Because ndeko
1994.
obirin be Gambia.
Ah,
Ntada nga akara sandulado wala na nga nyinkendi ngo nga feel. Kabrinka, you know, akara. Akara. $40 akara. Musundi ngo fonka fa, you know, nte mamalala mburo nka ko fa na sauce kense ngo fandije akara kije. Afana ka bulo muta bakele akara dantan jolon nka ay bari ifana akara dalasi fula. I know ikamburo fandi.
I remember, yeah.
94
Ibs na grade 7 kachoya. Kachoya manual. Half grade was like $1.
Yeah.
Near 150 bonika 3/4, near $2 boni is full tapalaba. $2, you know.
Yeah,
me along sometimes sometimes we struggle, but sometimes if I lunch, you know, even half grade in Kawasan, you know.
Yeah.
But like
you can mintora.
Yeah.
You know, I toro, you know, nyimburo ni nyebe wafilal. You know, mansanyante fanan na call jiberal.
Hey, you know that artist One Pack, right?
Yeah.
Oh, Alambura Lakip.
Alambura, that was his first song. One of his first songs.
But you know, like ngane dolba folale, you know, munebe keri barali but for ipsing, you know, I video nyim play al fongoli aje.
Yeah, I'm trying to pull it, man.
You can pull it.
I am. I sent it to my email so I can pull it.
Yeah,
there.
because malum for ya nya jelebang, you know, because yalong, you know, malla fe kabulo chodi molla bari, you know, bari bunkoli telle ka nyinda samo wa fimburo ni nyebe. Amanke kombe membulo chodi ka molla, you know.
Guys, sana wolen bari bunkoli, you know.
Ila mburu wafinya mansanyante ila kol jibe la baba kele, you know. Ibsa ay tandibang.
Nkana nadi nanda.
Anati ba puru badingol be nyasa je salonko, you know, mantara ka mo tumi jam, you know, evidence so sotole. Okay, evidence so bebe mbulu janne.
Okay. Then
Abusa.
Okay, you got it on the screen.
Yeah.
Mburu wafilal mbatolen. Nasama wafilal min Gambia mbatolen. Ikere dalasi tanano bondi fuka mburu sam. Altanyi bendin tal kasus altanyi betal kal lebis ni kujaro kasus mburu. Al mburu fandi.
Yeah, ilamur.
Ngadal si tanano bondi ngadi mburu tiola. Da sama wafi la nkai ko ful mburu wafi mani nyebe. Ye ful mburu do fana wafi mani ani tom. Moro nyi ko jaro da lebesi bolo ko tubola be ta tapas mburu bala ko nyuka fa. Mburu ko no elo fomina kumbot. Alfanan albala fa mulie dala si tanano so do ko yaren Gambia nyame. Hay. Ka fali ne dol ki am ko ni saro ko nal ma fere ke dron to be mu lo mono kan mo buro cho sa mu
kan telle nin ki am ko ke
mama, yeah. I know.
Baro nyanta ku kala nyin bari bun kam, you know, da sama wa filal la kuotole, you know, because I mean for volume, you know. I'm surprised to listen. I'm mobe komburo. Ale mono min. Untel ka wole min no. Mono.
I know.
I
know.
Untel ka wole min no.
And so what all ni sasa mesong man siya yung kono problemo libe keri ne bari man sa way man siya ko kom sa siya rin nyame. Like even anu wato ikaje yung sasa mesong fa ka ke ba le badan le fonni ko sa young dindi mere o ko all sala bala fe ko bala kansala bala whatsoever. Those were not common 10, 15, 20
because
years ago.
you know, more come running chocolate will let them out.
And I saw the Dole Watson Gambia Buro coming Mudukam Buro after the big deal. Instead of full chocolate, you can chocolate, you can tulo like ya na mix.
Yeah,
Yeah, that is price, yeah.
Buro phone in chocolate, more, you know, more left there for like manana wodomal.
Exactly.
No, look at the size of the bread itself. Like, I like nainta ningam buro san ka ningam buro jibe. I compare it to what mo buro me anoko a loaf of bread was $1. Ni okundu have only sign bread wala half ni wala mo sign bread wala full loaf. Like you can understand.
And the janim
So sign Gambia Buro mutok ya.
dandalaro abita badi bum kollekam. Okay. You know, the body bunka dasa ma wafila. Okay. You know, fali amiral be minna malong. Alkal bulo tala nyebe to aning akara. Alfana alwot tuje. Nalmo tuje muruna mono kanne de.
I know.
Muruna mono.
You know.
But thank you. I hope you know. You know, and I had fun. I enjoyed it. You know.
Yeah.
And
really
you know, great
nice.
information from Yaya, Ips. You know, and
yeah, man, that was great, man.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you guys.
Thank you guys, fellas. Always nice to have you. Next week, you know, hopefully we'll have answer ABC to join us.
Yeah, but can link so send a day before. Can link send a day before, right?
I will.
Answer for my answer. I might can be comment section or I'll be style fight now. Sunday, but next week.
We'll be glad to have him next week. You know.
Yeah, and I like
okay.
Yes, I'm with
Our condolences to him. You know,
yes, I'm with Bala Sabante onya alama ala sa so si arjana
true.
kallan kela alama ala bula
Amen.
ala nemo mulu kono kila horo molo.
Amen.
Thank you very much.
All right, the love back, gentlemen. Always good to have you guys, man. It's exciting, you know, informative, and I like it, man. I love all aspects of it. Okay, Allah back. You guys take care, man. We'll see you guys.